Is there chametz that you might own that you can't sell? I mean, sort of like nobody would buy it. Is there chametz that you can't sell that's in your house that has to be our concern before Pesach and during Pesach? Well, let's think about crumbs that might exist on the floor in your house, especially if you have little children. And little children sometimes can only be pacified by little bags of chametz that they travel around with, and you never know where those children have gotten to and where they've left the chametz. Now, you don't want that chametz to be available on Pesach. You don't want anybody to eat it. So, even though you don't want it, and even though it's just crumbs, you have to somehow decide whether that chametz presents a danger, whether that chametz is non-existent. Nobody would want to own that kind of chametz. You're never going to find it. You've cleaned your house. Or do we go to an extreme on this, and do we say, look, this chametz is there someplace. Even though I haven't been able to find it, I know it's there. And I know how it is with my children. They always find things that I thought didn't exist anymore. I know how they do it. So the first thing that has to be done is that chametz has to kind of be evacuated from your ownership. You have to say that you don't want to own it. Any kind of chametz that you might have in your house, whether you know about it or you don't know about it. And that's what we do on the night before Pesach. We do b'dikat chametz. We look for chametz. But we know that we're not going to find everything that might exist someplace in the house. And therefore, we do bitul. We make this statement. We say, any chametz that I tried to find, that I couldn't find, it's not available to me, that chametz is no longer in my possession. And then, beyond that, you have to try to get rid of all the possible chametz that you might have. And that's why we check the clothing that we wear, especially the clothing that children wear, pocketbooks that are carried around during the year, and who knows what was in there. I remember I was in Russia, in Moscow, doing B'dikas Chametz. I get a call from somebody who was there who tells me, if you look in my jacket, which was hanging in the closet, in the upper left-hand pocket, there's a waffle. Waffle, that's real chametz. Real chametz. I said, that waffle didn't belong to me. It belonged to him, and he was in Yerushalayim at the time, but it doesn't matter. It was a danger to me. I mean, for me, for the people with me, they might happen upon it. You open a closet, you don't see so well, you take out the other person's jacket, then you look in the pockets to see whose it really is, and there you have a waffle on Pesach. So if you go into a supermarket, where the food is not available, you can't just take it and eat it. Well, there's a procedure. I mean, you can, but most people wouldn't do that. So I imagine that if you go into a supermarket that has chametz in it, and the supermarket belongs to a non-Jew, so you're just not supposed to eat it. But you can buy matzah in the supermarket. Today, thank God, in many places in the world, there are Jewish markets, meaning that they also are concerned about the chametz. They also take the chametz away. But if you went into or you passed by a non-Jewish supermarket, you saw chametz in the window, I mean, that would not be a problem. The problem is having it, even if it's not in your possession. And that's why we should talk a little bit about roommates, college roommates, a Jew and a non-Jew. How do you deal with that?
It's a good hanger.